Welcome to Spiritual Growth Academy. Are you a feeler or a thinker? What is your communication style? Have you ever had conversations that seem like you are each talking in a different language? You know you're talking about the same subject, but the other person just doesn't get it, or you can't make sense of what they're saying? So frustrating. In my years of working with clients, I understood that people seem to be primarily thinkers or feelers. This does not mean thinkers will never have feelings. It doesn't mean that feelers will never have thoughts. This concept simply means that people tend to go toward thinking or feeling first during conversations. Some will stay in their primary mode much longer than others, and that is what can cause the sense of speaking two different languages. In a way, you are talking in two different languages. A thinker will speak with more facts and numbers and tends to be on the surface a bit more than the feeler. You can spot the feelers because they will express their feelings. Sometimes feelers will cry, yell, or may even withdraw because they don't feel safe to have their feelings with a thinker. Feelers need to be heard. They tend to play in the deep end during conversations. It's easy for the different modality types to get frustrated with the other, because each person wants and needs to have their point understood in their thinking or feeling way. I used to think men were thinkers and women were feelers. This is not always true, not even most of the time. Gender doesn't seem to have much to do with which modality a person leans toward. A person simply is who they are. Neither is better than the other. Both thinkers and feelers are valuable in relationships. They balance each other out. The trick is understanding what's going on and how to work with the communication glitch that occurs because of this situation. Okay, but now what? First, recognize that it's happening. Even if you don't say it aloud, just know it within yourself. Oh, I'm in feeling mode and he or she is in thinking mode. Then you can either change your modality or listen to the other modality with a little more grace toward their style. This does take practice, and it's much harder to do once frustration sets in. So, the earlier you can catch on to the mismatch, the better. Remember, it's easier to change you than to change another person into being or doing something you want them to be or do. Thinkers, here's a tip for you. Feelers often are wanting to express and have their feelings heard without fixing or changing anything. So if you can recognize that you are engaging with a feeler, try to simply listen to what they are feeling, without offering a solution to the problem. Once they feel heard, many times there isn't even a problem left to solve. Be willing to let your ideas and solutions go, if the problem has vanished simply by listening. Feelers, here's your little nugget. Thinkers don't want to hear about feelings, or reasons why things aren't working. They just want to fix it and move on. So, when you figure out that you are speaking with a thinker, listen to the facts and let her know that you understand his way of handling the situation. Once they get that you hear their thought, then you can check inside yourself, if you're a feeler, to see if you have any feelings that you still need to express. If you still do, then ask your thinker if you can have a little time to express your feelings, and if they will please listen without fixing until you're ready to hear the ideas. As you can see in these two ways of speaking to each other, underneath all of it, both people are simply needing to be heard and are asking for that need to be met in two different ways. In summary, slow down your conversations. Recognize who is a thinker and who is a feeler. Listen to the language of the other person's modality. If you still need to express your modality after the other person has spoken in theirs, ask if they are ready to hear you. If they are ready, then speak in your modality. If the problem has disappeared just by listening, that's great. Let go of any need to solve a problem that is already fixed. Many times, this technique can clear the conversation up very well and both people feel heard and understood. Remember, this does take practice, just like learning another language, but it can be a big step in the right direction. I would love to hear in the comments if you believe you are a thinker or a feeler and how this awareness may make a difference in your communications. Thank you for stopping by. See you next time.